everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is a terrific Tuesday here at Elephant Sandwich. And today we're going to continue our Let Me Tell You a Story series. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about 3 things that I did wrong in my first year of business and 3 things that I did right. We're just going to take a little stroll down memory lane. I've been in business since 18, right? 8/8/18, yes. So coming up on 3 years. And so while I haven't been at this forever, I certainly have gained some experience. And I had actually been doing social media a little bit longer than that, but I hadn't hung out my own shingle to do it. So today we're going to start with the 3 things I got wrong. If you're watching, say hi so I can say hi back to you. If you have any questions, you can always type them in the comments and I'm happy to answer them if I can or get you some information if I'm not sure. So the first thing that I got wrong in my first year was that I spent a lot of time going down rabbit holes. One of the things that I know about me is that when I am worried about something or afraid to do something, I hide behind lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of research because I think that I can, and this is a completely false idea, I think that I can study away my nerves. I think I can study away the fact that, sometimes it's intimidating to sit down with somebody and whatever, present a proposal or do a presentation. And I think somehow if I read enough stuff, I'm not going to be nervous. Now, what the reality is that, at least for me, and I think it's pretty much true for everybody else, is that experience is what removes the fear or the intimidation. It is not intellectual, it's experiential. And so I spent a lot of time, nope, I'm going the wrong way. I spent a lot of time trying to study my way out of things that I really needed to just jump in and do so that I could learn something new. The second thing that I did wrong was I signed up for approximately 293 cheap things. If you're on Facebook at all, and especially as an entrepreneur, you're going to see lots of cheap things on the Facebook or on Instagram or wherever it is. You do your poking around. There are these little, they call them pocket products, or little courses where, for whatever, $30, you can take a week-long course. And then at the end, they're going to offer you, for the low price of $7,000, they'd be happy to sell you the next thing. And those little products are always, my experience is they are always the introduction to the big price tag item. And many times the value is simply not there. Even for $30, you are left going, okay, where's the rest of it? So, and if I had just saved the $27 or the $9 or all those things, I could have afforded to invest in some better information, some more reliable sources for my learning stuff. The third thing that I did was I often confused myself by surveying a lot of people for their opinions. And there's nothing wrong with having advisors, I recommend having people, your go-to folks that you talk to and that you run things past, especially as an entrepreneur who's working on their own. Having some counsel is never a bad idea. But make sure that you are talking to folks and especially listening to those who have solid experience, understand directly the kind of challenges that you're talking about, who have experienced them and have gone through them and have made these kinds of decisions, and take a look at, without being judgy, just kind of take a look at their general outlook. And specifically, I'll say one of the things that I would sometimes struggle about was, what should I spend money on? And or should I take this client on, or should I pursue this client? And people who are nervous about money, who live in sort of some fear about not having enough or not being taken care of or that kind of stuff, they will often recommend that you play it safe, that you never say no to any money. And I will tell you what I learned from that. I took on some clients who told me exactly who they were from the get-go, and I ignored it because I can't say no to the check. And perhaps in my very earliest days, I had to have the experience. I'm not discounting that, but there was one client in particular where I waited for her. She consistently rescheduled meetings. She was not my client yet. She consistently rescheduled meetings, with this one legendary time where I sat and waited for her for, I don't even remember. It was something like 5 hours, which was dumb. That was all on me. She'd say, "Oh, I'm going to be there in 30 minutes." And then I would get, my hair is making me nuts. Oh no, that's not the direction it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go. See, the camera confuses me. It's over here and it goes that way. There we go. Okay. I'm so special. And she'd say, I will be there in 45 minutes. And I would wait. And she would say, "Oh my gosh, this thing's happened. Please don't give up. I'll be there in." And I sat and waited for her forever. And she kind of showed me who she was with the focus and the whatever. And then she decided she wanted to hire me. And I will tell you that every minute of that 6-month contract was a challenge, because she was not certain about what direction she wanted to go. And thus everything that we tried was kind of sloppy, because she didn't even know, really. She had several irons in the fire. And so she was posting a lot of very disconnected things and disconnected ideas, which sort of left everyone, including her social media manager, going, what are we selling here? Or what are we supposed to be buying? Or what, so it was impossible to have success, because we didn't really know which direction we were going. And so, that whole seek counsel but trust your gut kind of thing has definitely become more important as I'm looking at, working with new people, making sure that the people that I choose to work with are the people that I align with, who are I can recommend them wholeheartedly. I can write glowing social media, because I believe that their business is reputable, and that they're taking care of people, and that I'm proud to be a part of what they do. Those things are important. And so I would rather say no and find somebody that I really am excited about what they do, and I really do believe in what they do, than say yes and feel weird about it, if that makes any sense. So now, what did I do right? Number one thing that I did right in my first year of business, I had a coach. And I had a coach. She was a business coach, but she was working in social media. And especially brand new, I needed that anchoring. I needed somebody with some experience. She saved me a ton of time, because I didn't have to start from ground zero. She gave me information and insight from her experience that was really useful to me and saved me so much time and headache trying to figure things out. She also was very objective about my business and was able to sort of steer me in good directions because she could see what I was good at, what I gravitated to. And a lot of times, I'm new. I think I have to do all the things, and she kind of said, why do you have to do all the things? Why can't you decide you're going to specialize in this? And, you can always add something later, but which is why I have, two things up at the top of that banner. I do not have 16 different platforms that I say that I specialize in. I don't. I have two. And I will add those. I will add other services as I am prepared, as I feel like I have enough experience and enough knowledge, and am comfortable with it. Some of them just aren't. They're not ideal for what I do. And so choosing a lane was a really cool thing, but she taught me how to do that. That was not something I would come up with on my own. The second thing I did right was that I did recognize my strengths. And one of my strengths has always been storytelling. It's always been cheerleading, being enthusiastic, having fun, being playful, recognizing those characteristics, and utilizing those so that the clients that I was reaching out to were the kind of clients that would align with those strengths, that would enjoy the kinds of products that I create. And so I knew who I was walking into that. And one of the things that happened was I got to where I knew pretty well, I still do, I know pretty well in the first conversation whether somebody's going to click with me or not. And now sometimes they may not. They may click with me but not hire me, and that's okay. But I definitely know the kinds of personalities who are not going to be attracted to what I do and the way that I do it, and that's fine. We both know that. But understanding who I serve well and what kind of content I create well and which platforms it is best suited to is something that I did very right. And then the third thing is that I work really hard to set realistic expectations for my clients. A lot of times, especially if they haven't used social media marketing, the expectation is, I'm going to walk in, I'm going to post 5 things, and by the end of the month, I'm going to be turning people away because the business is so busy. And while that sounds fantastic, it's not my experience, and I don't think it's much of anybody else's as well. This is something that is part of your long-term plans. That does not mean you won't get business in your first year of posting and sharing and running ads. Of course you will. But it does take some time to establish yourself on the platform, to convey a message that people are truly tuned into and buying into, to create some loyalty, to provide enough information to establish some expertise so that people trust you. One of the things that businesses who do their own social media kind of fall short on is often that they're very inconsistent on the platform. And when you are inconsistent, when you start out and you post stuff every single day for a month, and then you don't post anything from then until, from your last post was 2016, you can't walk around saying social media marketing doesn't work for me. People aren't sure you're still in business. You certainly, if on certain platforms, people aren't seeing anything that you're doing if you're not posting consistently. They're just not. And so understanding that this is going to take some time, and it is not just about getting new clients and customers, although that is the primary reason you want to do this. You also want to create, you want to get some brand awareness. You want to get your reviews and recommendations. These platforms are ideal for getting word of mouth recommendations on the platform, because this is so often where people are going to say, hey, I need a great plumber, or I'm looking for a reliable roofer, or whatever. This is sort of a shortcut to just Googling and randomly picking some name. A lot of times people are asking for that information from their friends to see who they trust. And it's much easier